Well, we're safe for now. Neuville put a new seal on the primordial seawater, and apparently he overruled a judgment. Why do I have a feeling the primordial seawater was calling on the child? And it was the primordial sea that he released when he went missing. Oh boy. I can't wait to see where else this takes us.
I win this bet. You owe me a present.
Very well. It was indeed just as you said.
You made a bet? We made a bet on the size of your entourage. Cloran thought you wouldn't come down by yourself.
I figured you would have at least brought a few people along for appearance's sake. It appears I underestimated just how confidential the mission was.
Shouldn't you have gotten used to confidential missions by now? That's just how the courts operate.
So what gift must the loser give? Tea?
He already has tons of tea in his office. I'm thinking about a set of legal codices.
That wouldn't happen to
come
be
on.
a dig at my lack of legal awareness, would it?
Well, I'm sure His Grace doesn't consider the fortress to be outside the law.
I was under the impression the residents of a place like this would be uninterested in the legal codices.
That was obviously a joke. Anyway, you've still got some unfinished business to attend to in the overworld, correct?
No need to
Neuville
stay
seems
here
so
if you have a
mad.
pressing matter. We all know you can't leave Palais Mermonia for long.
Thank you.
No, he can't.
I hope everything went smoothly with the Fatui Harbinger.
I like this relation between Risley and Clorind. They seem like nice friends.
I must say, we've spent long enough playing house. Miss Furina, as the Hydro Archon, I am sure you understand the exact meaning of the phenomenon we just witnessed. Or should I say, that's what I originally thought. But looking at your expression, was I wrong? And you haven't a clue?
What are you trying to say?
What's their past? I'm
At
so...
this point, I don't think there's any more need to speak as diplomatic representatives. Allow me to speak to you now as just a Fontanian. You know the prophecy by heart, and also that every part of it is being proven true.
Not every.
Yet, here you are, relaxing, drinking tea, and eating desserts as if it's all nothing more than a few stray bugs in your garden. Do you really think that's acceptable? The prophecy's hanging above our necks like a guillotine. Every faction is looking for a way to either avert the disaster or save their own. Even the orphans of the House of the Heart have devoted everything to saving their homeland. But you, it beggars belief just how nonchalant and carefree you have been. From the very beginning, you, the god Focalor, you have utterly failed to take action.
You're wrong. I've never ignored the prophecy, nor have I just been passing the time in self-indulgence. Retract your accusation and stop doubting the wisdom of the gods with such absurd conjectures.
I mean, I doubt wisdom of the gods all the time.
Doubts, you know. All the children of Fontaine may be harboring the exact same thoughts right now.
Well, they do think of her as a mascot.
Great Hydro Archon. How are you going to save them? Save us? How are the people you've sworn to protect supposed to survive in a land that will soon disappear beneath the waves?
I have my ways, and I've been working on them for all this time. Even if you look down upon me, you have no right to judge me. Fontaine will be saved. Even if I still cannot see the true future right now, as long as I continue on as I am, I will be able to hold my head up high.
What am I really here for? She means what
Then
she
I
said,
ask
huh?
you, Miss Furina, just what have you been working on? Where can we see it, and what is it doing to help?
You can't see it. That was a lie, huh? Straight up lying.
My machinations are just like the prophecy itself. They will only reveal themselves at the fated time. It is just that beings like yourselves are unable to perceive them as of yet.
I see. As a god, the proof of your labor always lies beyond prying mortal eyes. Allow me to be so bold as to ask another way. Would it be possible for you to tell us the parts of your plan that are not confidential? Such as your emergency response plan for the impending disaster?
An emergency response plan?
God damn it, she has her
That
good.
look in your eyes. Have you not even prepared one of those?
The emergency response plan is also strictly confidential.
Then allow me to jog your memory. Miss Furina, what is the purpose of your Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinal? And what do you plan to do with the massive
Mom
amounts
calling
of
you by full name.
indemnitium that has accumulated over the years?
The Oratrice? It's just like it appears to be.
Girl, you're losing this one.
So you also have no idea. If I'm not mistaken, someone's using it to prepare for something. But unfortunately, it would seem that someone is not you, Miss Furina.
Furina, are you actually the
I first caught
Archon?
wind of this when Linny tried to investigate the Oratrice in the Opera House. You see, even just getting close to the core contaminated him with an extremely large amount of indemnitium.
Wait,
But even if that had nothing to do with you, then what could you possibly be working on, oh great Hydro Archon?
Nouvelle?
Oh, right. I almost forgot. Udex Nouvillette is not at the tea party with us today. Miss Furina, I suppose you must have ordered him away to take care of some troublesome business.
Nouvelle?
Yeah, yes.
Fucking
that's exactly
good
right.
time to show up.
Please keep it a secret for me.
Of course I will. Although, I must say, Miss Furina, you seem quite insecure without the Udex by your side.
I mean, have you met him?
Very well. Let's stop that conversation here. There are still a few slices of cake left, so please, help yourselves, everyone.
I don't even know what Nouvelle task. Like, I can do enough, and I'm just sitting here. Is she even the Is she even the Archon?
I heard that you were recently commissioned to handle a few matters on behalf of the Udex. Why don't you take an extra slice of cake? Those who work hard deserve gratitude and praise. You too, Paimon.
Thank you. Paimon will take you up on that offer.
Of course you will. The Knave proceeds to change the topic and brings up a number of less significant matters. Cake is gone. Furina's shitting
Paimon's
herself.
super full. That cake was great.
And now Paimon will make me buy more.
If it's on my tea table, it must be of the highest quality. Yes, and we must thank the Knave for bringing these over as well.
You will not stand
You're
up again, will
welcome.
you?
I'm
Your
sure
white
the
pants are
cake
just
also
brown,
felt
aren't they?
greatly honored to be featured at Miss Furina's table. And I was merely catering to Miss Furina's tastes, seeking a chance to chat over tea. It is
You
getting
call
late.
that chatting?
Why don't we call it a day? There are still a few matters that I need to take care of, so I must take my leave now.
You were just
Very
whooping
well.
her
We'll
ass
end
with
it
words.
here.
But to be fair, it's not that hard
Mind
to whoop
seeing me off,
Furina's
traveler.
ass with words.
We could use the opportunity to discuss child before I must be on my way.
Sure.
Paimon's coming too.
Paimon, you stay with Furina. Furina?
The tea party turned out to be even more difficult than I'd imagined.
Did you fucking guess?
Why are you looking at me like that? Is something the matter? If there's nothing urgent, then I shall be retiring for now.
Nah, girl, we're gonna talk later. Oh. laboratories, eh? Whoopa. Why the fuck you sent a child to prison? Furina's seat. But damn, Knave really blasted her though. Like, oh my god, she came prepared. Furina was like, I can just make shit up on the fly. I can improvise this. Nope. Just destroyed. So wanna go home?
Glad that you were willing to come with me. Of course, child was just an excuse. I have no interest in your dealings with him.
I'm not shocked. I'm honestly not surprised.
You lent your aid to the children of the House of the Hearth. As their father, I would like to express my gratitude.
There is no need. Was there nothing else you wanted to say?
That was all. Formal topics should be discussed in formal settings, and informal topics in informal settings.
Fair enough.
I know you just returned from the fortress of Meripede. Relax. I have no intention of trying to get anything out of you. Linny, Lynette, and Fremine are still there, and I trust their judgment and abilities.
They've all been working very hard and have always done all they can to fight back against anyone who tried to stop them. Especially Linny.
You mean Wriothesley. He's a tricky one to deal with.
He wants to talk to you.
It's unfortunate that Linny's so eager to prove himself that he can't learn to rely on others. Including me. By the
I
way,
actually like hearing that.
You can just consider this a bit of idle gossip, but what's your impression of Furina?
Ooh, she's the mascot here, isn't she?
You are outside of our disputes, and the freest person in all of Fontaine, able to move around most easily. Allow me to share my perspective with you.
I mean, to me, she's just
That's
Aqua.
everything that happened during the trial. Master Child was declared guilty and immediately transported to the Fortress of Meripede.
Didn't he say he was coming here on vacation? Does he not feel an ounce of shame for all the trouble he has caused?
I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know.
Forget it. He did give us an opportunity. I will be meeting someone shortly.
Do you require help with any preparations?
No need. I will take care of it myself.
Ooh.
I need to meet with Furina, the Hydro Archon. She is at the heart of Fontaine. But what's fascinating about her is that she often seems more like a celebrity than a working Archon.
Yeah.
Oh, come over here, you little critter, you.
Fuck off. Oh, fuck off. Why was she just running around alone?
Dare to run from me? Stop right this instant!
My goal is just to discover the location of the Gnosis. But I didn't expect the chance to approach Furina to be handed to me on a silver platter. This is so easy, it's actually making me a bit suspicious. Anything left unguarded is usually just bait. But no one will blame someone for taking the bait. After all, from the moment it was attached to the hook, the bait is meant to be sacrificed. It's just as I guessed in the second before I struck. The Hydronosis is not currently held by the Archon. In fact, this Archon doesn't seem like a god at all. And I sense that she's under some kind of curse.
Who are you? And what are you trying to do? Please don't kill me. I'm begging you, please.
Oh my god, she's so pathetic.
The fear in her pupils is genuine, so perhaps she's not bait after all. Either way, targeting her has lost all meaning.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I have a theory. A game theory. Furina is not the Hydro Archon. Furina is a Hydro-Eidolon-like creature. Like the ones that the Oceanid, I don't remember her name, in Bottle Land made of people. And the Primordial Sea is the previous Archon. The previous Archon is the Primordial Sea. She must have been judged, and her sentence, because there was the coup, her sentence wasn't death, it was to be sealed. But instead of letting her out, they kept her sealed. But Neuvillette is overturning that judgment and is keeping her sealed. That's my theory.
I left the scene with ease. Nobody came looking for
Oh my
me,
God, she's
and
cute.
nobody could serve as a witness to my near assassination of Focalor. I suspect even Furina dares not mention this incident to anyone. Not long after, my informants confirmed what I had guessed. After returning to her quarters, Furina quietly cried alone. She was so scared that she could not sleep that night, nor could she even bring herself to eat her cake.
Jesus.
There's no doubt that there's something wrong with her. I began to entertain the possibility that she is not the true Hydro Archon. Perhaps
Even the
Eudex
game is saying
Neuvillette
that.
is actually the genuine article. I have to find the Gnosis. If the Neuvillette hypothesis is correct, he is probably in possession of it. Alternatively, it might have been hidden in a place that's hard for ordinary people to access.
Yes, Father.
My dear children, please speak.
Ooh.
News from the fortress of Meripede. Master Child has gone missing. On top of that, the contacts and guards we bribed at the fortress have all gone quiet as well.
Probably the handiwork of that Ridesley.
I'm afraid so.
This is a good opportunity. The value of a Harbinger is much higher than most would imagine. We now have an excuse to exert diplomatic pressure on the Fontaine authorities.
Bruh.
Set up a meeting for me. I would like to meet the Hydro Archon and Eudex Neuvillette.
Bruh.
Oh, and I have an additional mission for you three.
Yes, Father.
Tartaglia's disappearance was not a part of my plan, but I can use it to make a breakthrough. With this as my excuse, I can ask for an official audience and continue my investigation of Furina and Eudex Neuvillette.
She's
The
horrifying,
initiative
but I
belongs
love
to the
her.
House of the Hearth. My wish to investigate the fortress of Meripede will be a front. Linny and his group will be responsible for the actual intelligence gathering.
Oh man. Oh
You should know
man.
the rest. Linny's group is quite close to you, so they wouldn't have hidden anything from you.
You attacked the Hydro Archon?
And you're just saying that in
It wouldn't mean
public?
anything, even if you shouted it from the rooftops. After all, even Furina herself is still pretending that nothing of that sort ever happened.
True.
Alright then.
I've now had 2 chances to enjoy tea with Furina. I have to say, the leadership of Fontaine is even more inscrutable than I had imagined. I once surmised that Eudex Neuvillette must be the Hydro Archon, but now, that doesn't seem right to me either.
Yeah, same. Honestly, same.
I am a servant of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa. Over my years of service, I've learned how a real Archon conducts and carries themselves. Whether Eudex Neuvillette or Furina, neither fits the bill. It's hard to imagine either of them as the Archon.
Oh.
Of course, that is all just how I feel. Gut feelings often do not require justification.
I met
It
more
is,
Archons.
however, quite
but I do
amusing to
agree.
me that after all my years working in intelligence gathering, I've come to realize I am at a complete loss regarding the identity of the god of the land of my birth. Don't you think Fontaine is quite intriguing? A catastrophe looms, yet many secrets have yet to rise to the surface. It looks like Fontainians will have no choice but to save themselves.
Honestly, I would just leave the
Ultimately,
country
though,
for like a year.
One must survive in order to do anything else. Should the need arise, I would be happy to cooperate with you. You don't need to commit to anything right now, of course. I have a feeling that the situation will continue to evolve.
I agree.
And as your name is often connected with noble deeds,
Under the condition
I'm
you go to
sure
my
we will
paw.
work together someday.
Novelette?
He certainly returned quickly. You must want to catch up with each other, so I'll leave you to him.
Novelette, is it over?
For now, yes. But this issue will prove quite thorny in the long term. I'm concerned that sooner or later the prophesized events will occur. Thank you for protecting Furina.
What happened down there?
To put it simply, I used my power to force back the Primordial Sea and reseal the sluice gate.
That was as to what happened on our side.
So as expected, the Knave has turned up the pressure on Furina. She's trying to feel her out, though I'm still unsure as to her motives.
Furina is in the Archon.
Permission granted.
You have enough force, enough power to force back the...
Whoa. It can't be that you're the real Hydro Archon, right?
No, he's not.
That's just a speculation on our part, though.
He's elemental dragon, but you're not the Archon.
You can't tell us? Then that's okay. We can talk about something else. We won't try to force you. You guys in Fontaine are super strange.
If
I
by
would
the
just straight up
phrase
tell his
"you
face."
guys" you are referring to Furina and I, then although I'm not sure just what you are trying to imply, I must clarify that I do not share her positions on a multitude of topics.
Did you manage to protect those that need
believe
to be
so.
defended?
The fortress has a long and complex history. It has seen much grief and suffering.
Wait, why did you come from that way if you went to the
And
fortress?
now, another catastrophe will soon be upon us. I mourn this turn of events.
Huh?
Yep.
Why is it raining all of a sudden?
Paimon, he's a Hydro Dragon. And just moments before, Novelette has just mentioned his sense of grief. Taking back to the legend, you're the
You may
Hydro...
be closer to the truth than you think.
I mean, we know he's a
what are you
Hydro Dragon.
thinking?
He's a dragon, summoner of water.
Dragon of... what? Huh?
Please do not be so surprised.
Furina, you're not...
Furina?
Novelette! Novelette, are you listening?
My apologies.
We were just guessing randomly. We didn't guess right, did we? You're not actually the Dragon Sovereign of Water, right? Well, if you don't want to confirm or deny...
You guessed correctly. I sincerely hope you'll be able to keep this a secret for me.
Good, he confirmed.
Right, of course. We'll definitely help you keep it a secret. There's still something Paimon wants to ask you, though.
Please, go ahead.
Furina isn't the Archon.
If you are the Dragon Sovereign of Water, and you were able to force back the Primordial Sea from the fortress, then since Fontaine's prophecy is all about seawater, couldn't you just use your power to solve the crisis?
None of the currently living dragon sovereigns in the world, myself included, possess our full dragonhood.
Oh.
They say that when the first usurper arrived on Tivat, they seized a part of the dragon's power. Today, that stolen power is the basis of the Archon's authorities.
7 elemental Archons and 7 matching dragon sovereigns.
The
So the
dragon
Archon
sovereign of
stole the
water who
power.
lived through that era perished a long time ago. As their successor, I know far less of that part of our ancient history.
Oh, so you weren't
In any
alive
case,
then?
I believe I will not be able to do much, unless the Archon disappears and returns their elemental authority to me. Given the status quo, however, I would recommend finding another way to deal with the prophecy.
Oh, so even you can't solve it.
I still have some urgent matters to attend to at my office. If you have any more questions regarding ancient history, you are welcome to discuss them with me at a later time.
Please go right ahead. There's a place that Paimon wants to go too. Traveler, why don't we pay another visit to the Fortress of Meropide? Paimon is a little worried.
Sure.
We'll see you another time.
Take care.
Well, I guess we'll go visit the fortress. And next time. See ya.